My name is Cindy Morrison, and I have the honor and privilege of bring you a chair yoga class today. So I am out on my patio. It's a little nippy this morning, but the sun is just starting to come up. But for what you're going to need for this class is some type of a chair. You can use a folding chair, or if you have a dining room chair, just something that's going to make sure that you have a good stability, okay? And then we're going to use a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, get a couple of cans. Like I have two 1-pound cans here that we're just going to use, like a can of beans, a can of soup, we're going to use for arm work today. Also, if you are on a tiled surface like I am, you're gonna need a folding towel, like a towel or something that will swish across the tile. And if you're at home and you're using a carpet, then you're gonna need a piece of paper, like anything kind of paper that will run across the carpet, all right? And then make sure you have some water. And then also if you have a strap or a scarf, or a tie, we're going to use this for doing some shoulder work, all right? Now, I don't want you to be nervous about anything. Just enjoy this class. This is part of, I just have to read this little thing here first before we get started. Yogi's Ark wants to put your health first. So yoga is an activity that requires physical exertion. So please ensure you are in proper shape to do yoga. If you are unsure or having existing medical conditions, please consult your physician before beginning any yoga regime. Now, I'm going to use right and left, when I talk a little bit. And so you use your arms and your legs, however works, all right? Nobody's going to be looking at you if you have the right or left arm. And if you feel any type of discomfort, or if I do a move that is just not in your wheelhouse today, then you just go ahead and negate that movement. My chair class per se is just an overall body stretch. We're going to start from our head and work down to our feet, and then move our legs a little bit and stretch. All right? So before we get started here, let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Let's roll the shoulders back a few times. Put the sits bones back. If you like to sit back in the chair, that's okay. Just scoot your bottom as far back as you can. Pull the belly in. So we're going to pull that belly button in toward the spine. We're going to sit up nice and tall with our chest nice and open. And we're going to go ahead, put your hands on top of your thighs. I'm just going to tell you, this is really hard, but I can do this, and so can you. So go ahead and take some nice deep inhales here. Pretend that there's a string tied to the top of your head, and it's pulling you up straight, all right? So our shoulders are back, our chest is open a little bit. We're not flailing our chest or our mid right through here. We got it pulled in. We're going to start breathing. So as you inhale, just notice your breath this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whenever you're doing this practice. And just start inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Again, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Now let's deepen that breath a little bit. Maybe on the inhale, we're going to take it to a count of 3. Pause at the top, and then exhale as slowly as you can, releasing that breath from the chest, from your midsection, through that low belly. Just continue breathing like that, and as you breathe, let go of your to-do list today. Let go of the things that you've got in the back of your mind that you need to get done. And just focus on yourself, because this time is for you and your body. Continue breathing here. I want to start our class out with a little nugget of information. My whole mission in life is to make people smile and feel better. So when I wake up in the morning, I smile. 24 hours, 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully in each moment and to look at all beings with eyes of compassion. And I hope that kind of ministers to you a little bit today. I'll read it one more time. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully in each moment and to look at all beings with eyes of compassion. Now let's begin this practice by going ahead and taking that belly is pulled in, sitting nice and tall, feet are flat on the floor. Take a nice big inhale up through the nose. And if your head allows you, look up to the sky. If it doesn't, if you can only go right here, that's totally fine. And then turn the palms out and blow the air out. Again, nice big inhale up. And rotate the palms out and blow it out. One more time. Nice big inhale up. And turn the palms out and blow it down. Blow it out, sorry. And then let's go ahead and take your right arm, take it across to the left ear, and we're just gonna gently pull our head toward the your right shoulder, making sure that our shoulders are staying across. So this elbow has to be out a little bit, like just pull it out, looking straight ahead. Your left arm can be down at your side, but just feeling a little stretch right across this left side of the neck. Just hold that for a few minutes. Good, then come back up to center. Relax the right arm, kind of shake it out. And then let's go ahead and do the opposite side. So let's go ahead and take your left arm. Go ahead and grab the right ear. Pull your left shoulder back and just drop that left ear to the left shoulder. If you wanted a little more stretch, you can go ahead and elevate that right arm out to the side just a little bit, and you'll should feel that stretch all the way down your right arm into the middle finger. Feels good. Take a few breaths here. And then lower your left arm down, shake it out, shake out that right arm. Now just go ahead and we're gonna do something for the lymphatic system. So I just want you to go ahead and shake your arms all the way up to the sky and then all the way back down. And then again, inhale up and exhale down. And inhale up and exhale down. Now let's go ahead and just sitting up nice and tall, just roll those shoulders down and back. Getting a nice big stretch across the back, opening up the chest. We'll do that about 8 times. Here's 6, 7, and 8. And then just roll those shoulders forward. Here's 2. Inhale, exhale. Inhale forward, exhale out. Inhale forward, exhale out. 7 and 8. Good. Now let's go ahead and come to the edge of the chair, or just come up in the chair a little bit if it's possible for you. Just so you get away, so you have a little bit of space here. So just go ahead and take your left arm, and we're just gonna raise it, run it across your chest, grabbing a hold with your right hand, feeling a nice stretch across the chest. You can grab here at the forearm, or you could even take your right hand and grab your left wrist. Just feeling a little, trying to stay centered, because we're just releasing the shoulder, pulling the shoulder down away from your ear, because that sometimes we have a tendency to go like this. We just need to lower that left shoulder down. Sitting up nice and tall, feet are flat, and we're breathing. And like I said, if you wanted to increase that stretch, you could grab right at the forearm into your right elbow. Again, making sure we lower that left arm to get that stretch. You should be feeling it right in that upper shoulder. And then just go ahead and relax that down, shake it out. Let's take your right arm, stretch it out to the side, come across your chest. Go ahead again and grab your right wrist with your left arm, or you can go ahead and grab right within the left elbow, lowering that right shoulder. Getting again that nice stretch. Make sure you lower that right elbow so that you're getting a good stretch right across the top of the shoulder. Not up here by the ear and going sideways. We want to stay level. Inhaling here and exhaling. Do what your body will allow you to do, okay? Then shake that out. Now we're gonna do a little bit with our fingers. So all I want you to do is go ahead and open and close your fist. Open your fingers, close to fist. Open the fingers, close to the fist. Open the fingers, close to the fist. Open the fingers, close to the fist. Now go ahead and take your right arm, stretch it out in front of you. Go ahead and grab your fingers and pull back on your fingers, just so you're getting a nice stretch in the forearm. Sitting up nice and tall and breathing. And then lower that wrist down and just take your left arm and push, or your left fingers, and go ahead and push the wrist in, just to give you a little stretch in the wrist. Put a little pressure on it. Breathing here, again, sitting nice and tall, belly's pulled in. All right, now let's do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and take your left arm, stretch it out in front of you. With your right hand, grab the fingers, pull them back, getting that nice stretch in the forearm. And then lower that wrist down and grab a hold again and put a little pressure on top of the hand, just to give it a nice wrist stretch. Good. And then just shake your hands out a little bit. And then go ahead and take a drink of water if you need some. And let's go ahead and grab a hold of the strap. The strap can be, I want you to sit back in the chair for this in a little bit. The strap can be above your head, and we want to kind of make it look like a Y. And it depends on the length of your strap or your scarf. So we're sitting up nice and tall. What we're gonna do is bring this strap behind the head. I'm gonna turn to the side so that you can see this a little better. So we're gonna bring the strap to the back of the head on an inhale, and then up like we're shaving the back of our head, okay? And then bring it up, and then bring it down like we're shaving your nose. And then up and back, feeling a nice stretch across the shoulders. And if you have to go wider with your strap, you just go right ahead. So inhale back, exhale up, inhale forward, keeping your back as straight as possible. Out, there we go. It's a little, you should feel good, but also just a little bit of work. We'll do 6 of these. Inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale forward, inhale up, exhale back. Trying to keep that back nice and straight. Inhale up, and last one, exhale forward. Okay, so come back to the center of the chair. And now I want you to grab your cans or the 2 blocks. And we're just gonna do a little like, I'm gonna call it a chest press, okay? So your arms again are out to the sides, probably, I wanna say make sure your shoulders are about shoulder level. And if the cans are too heavy to do this, then you just put the cans down and you can just do it with your body weight. So we're just gonna bring it in and push your chest together. So we're just bringing the cans and the elbows together. Inhale, exhale as you press. Inhale to open. Exhale. Let's try that again. Let's inhale here, exhale to press. Inhale here, exhale to press. Inhale here, exhale to press. Inhale, exhale to press. Inhale, exhale to press. Inhale, exhale to press, and lower down. And then let's go ahead. You can put the cans or the blocks down. Let me just show you what that would look like if you used a block. It would be the same thing. Or you could take anything you wanted. But again, we're opening up to that chest level and just pushing the arms together. And just to get a stretch across the back of your back. It doesn't have to be anything gigantuous, okay? All right, so moving on here, let's go ahead and do some stretching on, let's raise your right arm up to the ceiling and lower it down. Take an inhale, exhale. As you go up, we're trying to stretch this side body a little bit. So reach up as high as you can. And alternating sides. So use your right arm, reach, and your left arm. Keeping your bottom on the chair. Feet are flat on the floor. One more time on each side. Good. Again, let's just go ahead and take that shoulder up and back and forward just a little bit. And now we're gonna do a stretch called, I'm gonna sit on the side of my chair a little bit so that you can kind of see this a little bit better. But I want you to put your hands on your knees, on your thighs, and we're gonna do what they call a cat-cow. So we're gonna stretch this upper back. So as you go forward, you're gonna fold in, hold that belly in, look at your belly button, and as you exhale, we're gonna come up and just open up the chest, lowering the shoulders. Again, inhale, bring it up, look at your belly, and exhale, open up the chest. Inhale, bring it forward, and exhale, bring it down. This should feel good in that upper back. You're also gonna get a neck stretch as you do this. We'll do a couple more here. 4. 5. 1 more. Good. So that should feel good. So then come back and hit around to the center. And now we're gonna take, we're gonna do a little bit of stretching our back out a little bit. So take your right arm, go ahead and put it behind your chair or on the side of your chair. And then take your left arm sitting nice and tall here. We're just gonna come around and grab the side of your chair, or you're gonna grab your thigh. And then go ahead and take a nice deep breath, and then we're going to twist. And this doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It can just be so that you can feel the flexion in your spine, so that we're trying to wake that spine up a little bit. If you wanted a little bit more, you could always hold the back of the chair with your right arm, and then as you inhale, you're going to twist. As you inhale to prepare, exhale, twist. Breathing good. Inhaling and exhaling. You should feel a nice stretch across the left side of your body doing this stretch. And then release your left arm, release the right arm, kind of shake it out. We'll do the same thing. Just go ahead and extend your left arm out to your side. Take the right arm, come across your body, grab a hold of your left hip or the back of the chair. As you inhale to prepare, then we're going to go ahead and twist from the waist. You're not going to twist your whole body. You're just inhaling and twisting from the waist. So from the belly button up. Inhale and twist. And sometimes we have to hold these a little bit longer just so that we can kind of get that feel for it. But just don't ever forget to breathe. And we're sitting flat on the sits bones. Inhaling here and exhale, come back to the center. All right, now let's go ahead and come to the edge of the chair. I'd like you to spread your feet apart or your legs apart. And we're just gonna come in so your toes are pointing out a little bit, out to the sides. I wanna say like 10 and 2 and on a clock. And then we're gonna just do an overall body stretch. So we're gonna start with your left side. So we're gonna come around to your left knee first on an inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna come around to the back. And this should stretch your back out, stretch your front out. And if this does not work for you, then you can sit there and just with your legs spread, and if whatever feels good for you, and just deep breathe, okay? But this is just something just to give you a little bit of movement, and it doesn't have to be huge, but just to get the juices flowing, get the back working well. We'll do 5 on each side. So then we're gonna come up. Take an inhale. As you inhale here, we're gonna come around, start with on your right knee. Stretching, pushing off with the hands, just so that you can kind of get a nice, big, like making a circle. There's 3. There's 4. And one last one. Good. And now just bring those legs back together. And we're gonna just do a little toe work. So we're gonna stretch out our calves. So what this looks like, I'm gonna do this on the side too so you can kind of see what it looks like. All we're doing here is raising the toes up and lowering them down. Raising the toes up and lowering down. All this while your belly is pulled in, your spine is nice and straight, and up and lower down. Up and lower down. Up and lower down. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now this other one is kind of interesting. I call it like pretending there's like come up on your heels a little bit and curl your toes. And I know this probably you can't see this very well, but if I come to the side, I pretend there's a pencil, like you're trying to pick up a pencil between your toes. And this will really get your feet stretched out a little bit. Lengthening those toes and then curling them under. Lengthening and curling them under. Lengthening and curling them under. Lengthening and curling them under. Lengthening, curling them under. Lengthening, one more time. Good. I hope that wasn't too bad. And then just come up on your heels and just bring your feet in and out, and in and out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just to give those ankles a little bit of strength. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's go ahead and take if you want to take the strap, or what we're going to do is kind of work our legs a little bit. So I'm going to do it sideways, and I'm going to use my left leg first, all right, just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm sitting up nice and tall. My belly is pulled in nice and tight. I'm going to take a little bit of drink here. And all I want you to do is you could take your strap, if you want to take the strap, or your tie, and just lift that leg up and lower it down. And if this is too easy for you, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can use both hands. Forgive me, let me go back. If you're using a strap, you can use both hands to lift that leg up and lower it down, or you could just use one hand to lift and lower. And if you feel like you don't need the strap, all we're doing is lifting from the hip. So we're lifting the knee up and lowering it down. We're lifting the knee up and lowering it down. We're lifting the knee up and lowering it down. Lift it up and lower. One more time. Lift and lower. Now, go ahead and take that strap, and you can hold the leg up with the strap, because now we're going to go into a little bit of an extension with that leg. So we're lifting the left leg, and then we're just extending the left foot. We're lowering it down. We're holding that left knee up. The belly's pulled in. Shoulders are rolled back. Inhale, exhale as you lift the knee, or the foot, sorry. Go ahead again. 3, and lower. 4, and lower. 1 more. 5. Good. Just to get a little extension in that leg. Now, all I want you to do is go ahead and lift that knee up, hold it up, rotate that ankle in one direction. Make a circle with it. And then rotate that ankle in the opposite direction. Get a little circle in it. And lower it down. A couple things to think about when you're using that strap is don't grip it like it's grip it so tight that you're pulling a lot of exertion or using your shoulders. This should be kind of relaxing, and I know this might hurt just a little bit, but the stretch is really good and being able to extend that knee and stuff. So those are the things that I'm looking for. Otherwise, you could even use your hands. You could use your hands to hold that knee up as we extend it and lower it down. It just depends on what your comfort level is. So let's go ahead and do the opposite leg. So I'm gonna turn over here. We're gonna do the right leg now. All right. So I'm just gonna use my hands, but again, you can use the strap. It's up to you. So we're gonna raise the leg up and lower down. Raise your knee up and lower down. Sitting up nice and tall and lowering it down. Lift your knee up, lower it down. Lift the knee up and lower it down. One more time, lift and lower. Now go ahead and take your strap, or if you're using your strap, all we're gonna do is hold the knee up and extend the foot out. Extend like you're pushing, but keeping a slight bend in the knee, like we're pushing from the heel. So we're lowering it down. We're gonna go ahead and stretch and lower. Sitting up nice and tall. Stretch and lower. 2 more, bellies pulled in nice and tight. Stretch and lower. Stretch and lower. 1 more. Stretch and lower. And then you can hold that knee up now. Go ahead and rotate that ankle in one direction. And go ahead and rotate that ankle in the opposite direction. And then just gently lower that down. Now you can come back to the center of your chair, and we're just gonna do, grab your towel if you're on a tile floor, or if you're on a carpet floor, then you're gonna need a piece of paper, something that you can push out to the side, all right? So if your body permits this, I'm kind of like on the edge of the chair. Let's see, how can I do this? I'll turn again to the side so you can see. I'm kind of on the edge of the chair, not sitting all the way back. And so for this one, we're gonna just kind of just push this out to the side and then just pull it back in. So we're getting a little thigh work, inner thigh work here, and kind of just stretch. Just go as far as you can and bring it back in. Here's 3. And if you can't get it straight, it's okay. 4, pulling it back in. Now when you pull this in, you might feel your inner thigh just working a little bit. And if this is not for you, then just skip this one. And last one. Then push that over to the other side and then push that out and push it in. Using your left leg, push it out. Bring it in on that inner thigh with the inner thigh, the left inner thigh. Sitting nice and tall. Shoulders are rolled back. There's 3. Exhale out. Actually, inhale out. Exhale in. Last one. There we go. Good. And then just kind of shake your body all over. Just do a little shake. Just to kind of make everything moving. All right, now let's go to the hip a little bit. And what I kind of like to do is just go ahead and grab a hold of your, I hope you can do this. If your body allows you to do this, there are 2 ways. You can just kind of lift it up with the strap and open it up to the side and bring it back. I'll show you with the strap. All we're kind of do is like bringing the knee. Let's do this. Let's just go ahead and bring the knee to the chest and lower it down. Bring the knee to the chest and lower it down. Now again, you can use the strap on this too. You can use both hands and just lift it up and lower it. But I just want to get a little bit of stretch. Like if you can kind of pull it toward your shoulder. Like take your right knee, pull it toward your right shoulder and lower it down. Left knee toward the left shoulder, pull it down. Right knee and left knee. And maybe you can't pull it anywhere, just like this. Anywhere where you are at with your body, you do what you can, all right? Just so that you're kind of just getting some movement. And how about just opening and closing the legs? Open your legs up and close. Open and close. You're coming to the outsides of your feet and then coming back in. Outsides of the feet, coming back in. 4 and 5. Good. Now we're doing what they call a hamstring stretch. So the hamstrings are the muscles in the back of your leg. So we're going to take your right foot, extend it out straight. There's a slight bend in the knee. You're on the edge of your chair. Oh, I'm going to use the right leg. So let's do this. So you're on the edge of the chair a little bit, and you're just going to stretch out that right leg, your right leg. Bend so that flex your foot so that your toes are pointing towards you. Take an inhale, take a nice tall body. Come up out of the waist and then fall forward just a little bit. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of that leg. Should run all the way up to the bottom. And just breathe and hold. Don't tighten the joint at the knee. Keep it as loose as you can. And if you can only get right here, totally fine. If you're only right here, that's fine. Sometimes just flexing that ankle, you get a nice stretch, and even in the top of the calf, okay? So now let's switch over to your left leg. And you guys could be sitting straight too. This is what it would look like straight. So we're gonna extend the left leg out, right foot is on the floor, gonna flex that left foot, take a nice big inhale up, and then fall forward. Couple of breaths here, so just remember, don't block out your knee joint. Flexing that foot forward, you should feel it in the top of that calf too, and in the back of the calf. Okay, just breathe and come back up to center. Stretch it out Maybe lower that right ear to the right shoulder, left ear to the left shoulder. Our final pose today is going to be, this one is, it's seated pigeon. So I'm going to sit at an angle so that you can kind of see we're taking the right leg, taking the right ankle, and taking it over the left knee. All right, so we're sitting up nice and tall, and the belly is pulled in. Big inhale. I want you to flex the right foot and then just come forward just a little bit. And where you're going to feel this is maybe in the right groin, and then but you're going to feel it in that right hip in the back. And some people have a hard time with this pose because our hips are so tight. So if you can only come right here, totally fine. Just keep that right foot flexed, so just to protect that right knee. Your pelvic bones are pointing forward, so you're not leaning to the left or to the right. You kind of got to watch your left knee too, so that it stays nice and straight. As you breathe, try to relax that right hip, sending all that air, all that nice oxygen into that right hip. Relaxing the shoulders. And if your right knee is bothering you or anything, if there's any kind of magic in that, little magic stuff that's causing you some discomfort, just go ahead and unflex that right knee, right foot. And then slowly take an inhale, come up. Lower that your right leg down to the floor. And now I'm going to do it from the center. So we're going to take the left leg, left ankle over the right knee. Going to flex your left foot, sitting so your hips are nice and square, so your right knee isn't going in or out or going to the right or to the left. It stays in the center. Take a nice big inhale here, and then come up out of those hips, and then fall forward, so you're coming with the chest coming forward. Closing your eyes. Letting your hip relax, the right hip, left hip. Take a nice big inhale here. Relax that right foot. Lower that left knee down. Bring those shoulders up and back. And then come forward a little bit. Turn your head slowly to the right. Looking over your right shoulder. Exhale, come back to center. Turning your head to the left, over the left shoulder. Bringing it back to the center. Over to the right shoulder one more time. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhaling to the left. And bringing it back to center. Take a nice big inhale up. Look up to the sky. Push the air out on an exhale. Inhale up. Again, blow the air out. One last time. Inhale up. And bring those hands right through heart center. And as always, I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your practice. And as you go through this next day, I wish you joy, peace, happiness, grace, mercy, and most of all, love. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that practice. Thank you.